Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, from Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977, it's Thursday, and you know what that means. It's time for the TNA Event Center report. And now here's the man to give you all the total non-stop action and impactful report, Mr. Eric M. Lima.
Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer, sir. Well, hello there, everyone. Welcome to yet another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans, 1977, episode 2545 of the show. What's going on, everybody? It is September the 18th, 2025, 10:07 p.m. TNA Impact was just over not too long ago. And as you know, there was no rant and rave because we did it last night. But we may have a special guest for Rantiversary 6, I do believe. And we play our cards right. That guest will be part of our show. And part of our show. I'm not going to tell you who it is. Alright, I'm going to keep it a secret, and it's between me and my Rant and Rave castmates, panel mates, I should say, because Mr. Brandon Martin's informed me of this person, and guess what? And we'll get a chance to talk to him. It is a him, alright, it's just a he, but it could be anybody at this rate. So we're going to That's all you gotta need to know. It is a he. Not gonna tell you who it is, or anything like, or not gonna tell you who it is. But one thing's for sure, though, we have a lot of questions to ask this guest. So just be well aware. Be well aware. I believe in October we'll be celebrating the Rantiversary 6. So in October we're going to do that. We're going to have some fun with it, okay? But first we got to talk about some TNA Impact. As you know, remember they did recap that NXT Homecoming where between a title for title match will be happening this coming Tuesday on NXT, as Trick Williams will defend his TNA title while challenging Obafemi for the NXT Championship, which he will be defending. So winner take all, and as you know, the TNA contingent they're not very happy about this at all. So something's got to give in this situation. This collaboration could turn into a full-scale invasion or a full-scale war. I think WWE Survivor Series should make history by having the first War Games main event match to involve one company out of the WWE and NXT. That's what I think should happen. If you want to, I can see Triple H says, "You want to sell this? You want to sell this?" And all Regal has to say those two words: War Games. Who knows? It could lead into that. Who knows? War Games could be double the size of Lethal Lockdown. And let me tell you something, man. This is going to get bowling shoe ugly as long as Trick Williams holds that championship. So, Tom Hennepin addresses the tragedy that happened in the Annunciation Catholic School, the shooting that happened, and they had a shirt, which if you buy it, all proceeds go to that school, and to raise money and for unity and everything else, which I think is really cool that TNA decided to do this while they're in Minneapolis, Minnesota. A little bit more about that. Brian Myers went one-on-one with Mustafa Ali, and then the Order 4 starts messing around with the system, distracting Myers. Ali won the matchup, but then Myers was attacking Ali after the matchup. Both factions were trading shots. Eddie Edwards was getting messed with the great hands. Tasha Steelz low blows Eddie Edwards. Alicia Edwards did not like that. She and Tasha Steelz went at it. And then you got Special Agent Zero coming to the ring. And now him and Moose about the same size, but then he threw a headbutt to Moose, knocking him down. Santino Marella got up with all this crap and said, "Hey, okay, down for glory? We're having a hardcore war between both factions." So I think I don't blame Santino Marella. I think Mustafa Ali's brains have been scrambled ever since he headed that Retribution crew. Remember them? So, anyways, so after the brawl, security breaks it up, and then that's where it's at. And then Gia Miller interviews the Nemets, and it seems like Nick Nemeth is trying to talk, and his little brother, Ryan Nemeth, and every time I look at him, he's annoying. He's got his annoying face. He has got an annoying face. Ryan Nemeth does. Good Lord. Anyways, then the personal concierge confronts Danny Luna, I should say, and I think the personal concierge knows that, wants Monster Slamovich taken out and wants Indy Hartwell taken out. And then they did the recap, like I said, Trick Williams and Obafemi. In attendance, TNA legend, ODB, former Knockouts World Champion, or Knocked Up Champion, as she likes to call it, brings her, I think her husband does the food meat truck business. It's ODB and Big Al's meat truck, and the TNA lady, TNA contingent was supporting her, which is great to see, and a great camaraderie. It was totally awesome. It was totally awesome. Then Judas Icarus faced Eric Young. Remember what ODB was? Now I know why ODB must be attention to see her ex-husband Eric Young. Remember, they were Knockouts, the first mixed team to be Knockouts Tag Team Champions. And during the matchup, Joe Hendry arrived during the matchup, distracting Eric Young, and Judas Icarus capitalized on it and picked up the victory over his former Northern Armory leader, and that was great. So I think Eric Young is going to snap. But then Victoria Crawford does his, the mentorship with the. But then Eric Young, though, snapped and punches the referee officiating that match after the matchup. Meanwhile, Victoria Crawford was interviewing Jody Threat with her new podcast show and all that. And then as she was talking, Gia Miller interrupted. You know what? I'm here to straighten things out. I don't want to feel like I'm the reason why Tulsa Blanchard got suspended. So I talked to Santino, and he lifted the suspension. So that's what Gia Miller said. And Victoria Crawford, man, she's a crazy woman, man. Ask Tom Hennepin. If anybody knows what it's like to deal with somebody like Victoria Crawford, ask Tom Hennepin. All those WWE app days, and Victoria Crawford went back in the day as Alicia Fox, and Tom Hennepin was Tom Phillips. She used to annoy the heck out of Tom Phillips. She snuck on a Ferris wheel to be with him, and I'm like, oh my goodness. I'd be like, you crazy woman, how'd you get up here? You're crazy. Yeah. And we call everybody potato heads now. She's a potato head. Potato brain is more like it. But anyways. Then, so the Rascals was discovered last week, and then, and discussing about the match, but then he said, hey, one of us won the match. It was never meant for itself. It was a great match. And Zachary Wentz, they all smoking the thing, and it was pretty good, man. And Santino Marella comes in the treehouse. It's now on the, hey, I like this competition. Maybe I'll think of something. So there's that. Also, Eric Young punching the referee after the match. That's really shocking. And then there was a 6 Knockouts tag team matchup as Monster Slamovich and the Inspiration went up against the Elegance brand, and due to a lot of cheating and chicanery on the outside by the personal concierge and champagne going in the eyes, they ended up making the pinfall, and the Elegance brand ended up winning the matchup. And then the King's speech with Frank Kazarian, the special guest was himself. He starts running himself. He says, but you know what, Minneapolis, I got another special guest. Well, I want to have him introduce himself, but then I gotta do this. Here he comes, hailing from Green Bay, Wisconsin, Mr. Andy
Anderson! Anderson!
That's right, folks. Mr. Anderson, after 9 long years, is back in TNA. And it seems like Frankie Kazarian decides to run his mouth, disrespect Mr. Anderson, because we come to find out that Mr. Anderson and Steve Macklin, great pros, Mr. Anderson used to serve as a reserve in the Army, which is really cool. And but Mr. Anderson starts disrespecting him, and then Mr. Anderson about fed up, and I was like, shut him up, Mr. Anderson. He grabs freaking Kazarian by the throat, and as he does that, Jake something attacks him from behind, which prompted Steve Macklin to come out and fight and chase them away. So that leads to next week there will be a tag team matchup, as for the first time in 9 years. For the first time in 9 years, Mr. Anderson will fight. That's right. It'll be Steve Macklin teaming with
Mr. Anderson! Anderson!
And they'll join up against the team of Jake Something and Frankie Kazarian, who can't keep his mouth shut. So, really excited about that. Mr. Anderson's back. Then Indy Hartwell went one-on-one with Danny Luna, and during the matchup, Danny Luna decided that she's not getting anywhere, so she used a steel chair on Indy Hartwell. Referee saw it, got disqualified Danny Luna, giving Indy Hartwell the victory, and then Danny Luna continued to attack with the steel chair until security tried to stop her. She took a swing at him, but luckily she missed all of them. And then this goofball jobber by the name of AJZ. I'm trying to be in a combination of DJ Zima Ion and JJ Style. I don't know. He's running about, I'm supposed to have a match last week, but Mike Santana did not show up. He was attacked, you goonball. He was attacked by that fish lip moron, Trick Williams. Yeah, fish lips. Look like the Cheap from Super Mario Brothers. Trick Williams. And Mike Santana, when it came out, dressed as AJZ. And Santana won the matchup. And then he decided to address that fish lip, Mr. Fish Lip Ghetto Cheap, Mr. Trick Williams. And he says, whenever you can duck me all you want, but pretty soon, Bound for Glory, that title is going to be mine. And as he was finished addressing the crowd, Ridge Holland from NXT attacked Mike Santana from behind. I think Trick Williams must have called him. So, Ridge Holland, man, attacking Mike Santana from behind. I'll tell you one thing. Like I said, this NXT TNA collaboration is going to get bony shoe ugly real quick when this title for title match happens next week. Then in attendance, Anthem board member Rick Ehrman and TNA president Carlos Silva shook hands with Mark Cardona, who joins Tom Hennepin and actually Ray Wall in commentary. And then when the Hartwell and the Nemesis came out, Ryan Nemesis was trying to start something with Rick Ehrman. Dudes, don't even start with them. Anyways, the Hardys defend against the Nemesis, as you know. Next week also will be a final negotiation and a final contract signing between the Hardys and Team 3D. And during the matchup, Ryan Nemeth decides to grab the bell. Mark Cardona stops him. And Nick goes after Cardona. The Hardys picked up on a distraction and end up getting the win for their team. So, next week is Jody Threat one-on-one with Victoria Crawford. And Mr. Anderson and Steve Macklin against the team of Frank Kazarian and Jake Something. As you know, also there's another tag team matchup as Cedric Alexander and the X Division champ Leon Slater take on the Hardys in a tag team. No, not the Hardys. I'll take on the Rascals in a tag team matchup. So that is it. So that is all the time we have on this episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans 1977. Don't forget, tomorrow will be the final SmackDown before WrestlePalooza. Also tomorrow will also be the final Bullseye Bonus Island Fearless Friday for the summer of 2025. As you know, actually no, it is not the final. Excuse me. I am sorry about this, ladies and gentlemen. I crapped this up. Tomorrow is the... I know, it is the final of the summer. I'm thinking... let me try that again. Tomorrow, on the show, we have the final Bullseye Bonus Island of the summer of 2025, while a week from tomorrow will be the final one of September 2025. Now, not only that, we also have the final SmackDown before WrestlePalooza. It's going to, now we'll make my WrestlePalooza picks and predictions. We're going to have a little bit of fun there as well. So, that is it. Episode 2545 in the books. I'll see you guys tomorrow until the next episode comes rolling around. Mr. Announcer, take us home. And good night from the man from Green Bay, Wisconsin, Mr. Anderson. Good night, everybody. That is all for today's episode of the show. This is Mr. Announcer speaking for Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. A Big Beefy E and Dwarf of Bob Saget production, and in association with a Raving Bull for 3000 Telepictures and Distribution. Thank you for watching another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. See you later on the next episode of the show. Goodbye for now.